What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. And if today is your birthday, February 16th, then happy birthday to you. And here is 6 celebrities that celebrate a birthday with you today on Friday. The Weeknd turns 34 today. Ice-T turns 66. Tennis player John McEnroe turns 65. Kobe White from the Chicago Bulls turns 24. Singer Ava Max turns 30. And Elizabeth Olsen, little sister of the Olsen twins and actress, she turns 35 today. So happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating a birthday today. Hope everybody has a great weekend with it. Let's go into the show. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot on the sports front. Let's see. NFL Super Bowl is officially over. The Kansas City Chiefs with the big win over the San Francisco 49ers in overtime, which was the first game, actually the second game to ever go into overtime, but the first game in a long, long time. It's crazy that they went into overtime. I really didn't see that coming. I was so excited. I thought the San Francisco 49ers were going to end it, but again, Patrick Mahomes in Patrick Mahomes fashion, big fourth quarter drive at the end to tie it up and take it to overtime. And then, of course, San Francisco, they claimed they didn't know the rules on the overtime in the Super Bowl and elected to have the ball first, not realizing that the Chiefs would get a chance if they didn't score a touchdown, which they didn't anyway. They scored a field goal on it. But, so I don't believe that. I think they know it. Plus, the referee explained it during the kickoff or before the kickoff and everything. So I don't believe that they didn't know that. That's kind of bullcrap, but it's okay. It happens. Kansas City Chiefs winning their third Super Bowl and their second in a row, so they did repeat. Next year they have a chance to three-peat. Travis Kelce already said he's not retiring. Andy Reid already said he's coming back next year, so it looks like the band's going to be together for another season. Some big stuff happened during that game, of course. Travis Kelce going off on Andy Reid and bumping him while he was yelling at him. Not a big fan of the bumping part. The yelling, it is a Super Bowl. These guys are amped up on adrenaline. They want to win, and a guy like Kelce knows that he's the type that should have the ball, that they should get him the ball a little more, and they weren't targeting him like they should have, and he knew that, and he bumped Andy Reid, got mad. I get that, you get mad, but you can't bump your coach. And I think he should be fined for that if he hasn't already, because, I mean, honestly, you just don't do that to your coach. You know, the yelling, the screaming, whatever, but yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that. I don't know if he was showboating for Taylor Swift, but yeah, not a big fan of that. But congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl this year, and I was going for San Fran, but I was hoping after they beat Detroit that they would do it, but no, they didn't. So Kansas City Chiefs with the big win. They did have their victory parade, and it was very, very sad and somber moment for what should have been a big-time celebration. Gunfire did erupt during it, which led to the death of somebody and 20 injured, and that was really sad. And I just want to give my condolences to the family of the lady who passed away during the parade for the Kansas City Chiefs. She was a DJ out in Kansas City. Her name was Lisa Lopez. She hosted the Taste of Tejano, and she died in that. Her kids were right there with her, and not only that, but I believe they were a couple of the ones that were shot too. Very, very tragic situation. I'm not going to go into politics with this because it's not a political show. I think everybody knows my stance on guns and gun violence in the United States. This was committed by, I believe, as of right now, they're saying 3 people. 2 are teenagers, 1 adult. Nobody's been officially charged in this yet, but it's just a tragedy, you know. I mean, you go to a rally and parade, and I've been to a few of them. I went with the Chicago Bulls one. I went to 2 of their rallies, and then I went to when the Blackhawks won their first Stanley Cup. Me and my wife and kids and mother-in-law went. So, I mean, we've been to these things, and we had fun, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a celebration of your team winning a championship, and to go there and then to die tragically because somebody decided to have a gun and just do something stupid. It's no different than when the massacre happened in a movie theater during the Batman movie. It's just sad. You go to have fun, and you should be able to have fun. And so, yeah, no, my take on gun violence, I'm not going to go into it here, but it is getting ridiculous to the point where we definitely need some better gun control and laws. It's just ridiculous. We need background checks. There's people who shouldn't have guns, and they somehow get their hands on the guns. Now, do they all go through the legal places to get the guns? Not always, but I believe we have too many guns on the street. If we have this many guns that end up in bad guys' hands, then there's too many guns on the street, and something has to be done about it, because this is ridiculous. You can't even go to a rally and a parade and have a good time and celebrate your team winning. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I had to make mention of it. It was a sad day. Taylor Swift is donating $100,000 to the family of Lisa Lopez, the DJ from Kansas City that died, to go towards funeral expenses and towards the family. So thank Taylor Swift for that. Like, you can say what you want about Taylor Swift, but the fact that she's doing that, she don't have to. She doesn't have to do it. Nobody has to do it. She wanted to do it, and that's a nice thing. And it just shows that she uses her money for more than just whatever she uses her money on. She uses it for good too. So yeah, just wanted to make note of that. I'm going to do a quick moment of silence for Lisa Lopez, who passed away tragically on Wednesday at the Kansas City Chiefs rally. So let's take a moment of silence. All right, let's move on to the next topic. We're going to stick with the NFL. What do the Bears need to trade the number one pick if they decide to go that route? We already know the Bears have a few options that they can do. But their options are trade the number one pick and keep Fields and get a haul for it. And then, like they did with DJ Moore, get some more draft picks out of it, keep him, and build around him. You could also go the draft route where you draft Caleb Williams at number one or Drake May at number one, depending on who you want and depending on the combine, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. That's where you're going to decide on what you're going to do. Are you going to stick with Fields? Now, if they decide to stick with Fields, they have a chance to build around him. Get maybe a Marvin Harrison Jr. or an Adunze. Next week, I'm going to talk about the NFL draft and who's the top draft picks for each category. So quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, all that. Today we're going to be talking about NFL free agency, but this is what the Bears want if they do decide to trade for the number one pick. All right, so if the Bears are going to move off the number one overall pick in the 2024 draft, that's still an if, because right now I think they are really weighing their options. I think Ryan Poles is really doing his due diligence with this, and I hope he is. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Fields guy, but at the same time, if the Bears decide to go with, let's say, Caleb Williams, or if they decide to go with Drake May, I'm going to support whoever the quarterback is for the Bears. That's just me. I'm a Bears fan first. I'm not a Fields fan first. I was never a fan of any quarterback first. I was always put my team first. If they decided to start their backup, I went with that too. I was here for Foles. I was here for Jay Cutler. I was here for Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields. Everybody that's been from 1985, when I really started paying attention to football because I was 5 years old and I actually understood what was going on a little more. Ever since then, and seeing Jim McMahon, I have seen a bunch of, I've seen Cade McNown, I've seen everybody. So I will support whoever the quarterback is. In fact, if they get Caleb Williams or Drake May, I'll be having a Caleb Williams or Drake May jersey. I'll still have my Fields jersey I'll wear because I love Fields, but at the same time, I love my team first, and that's who I put first. Doesn't matter who's starting for them, that's the guy. That's the guy I'm going with until otherwise proven that they are not good, and they move on to another team and we get another quarterback. Hopefully in my lifetime, hopefully it's either Justin Fields, Drake May, or Caleb Williams. Hopefully one of them will turn out to be that franchise guy for 5-10 years, but we'll see what happens. Justin Fields is already in year 4. And I mean, like I told my friend at work yesterday, he hasn't fully turned the corner yet. So I can see where they would maybe want to try a rookie and try to mold a rookie. The Bears aren't good at molding quarterbacks, though. That's a little of my worry with that. But they did say it would come at a hefty price if the Bears wanted to go on and trade that pick. Now, last year they got a haul. They got DJ Moore. They got Carolina's pick, which ended up being number 1. They got a few more picks out of it. So, I mean, they did get a lot out of it, and I'm happy for that. But this year, if they wanted to trade it, let's say to Washington, everybody knows Washington needs a quarterback. If Washington wants Caleb Williams that bad, and he is from Washington, so there's a chance they want to bring him home and reunite him with his home, they will make that trade because they don't want any other team getting that spot. Because they know the Bears could trade it to, New England, they could trade it to Atlanta. There's different teams that want a quarterback. And if a team really wants a quarterback that bad, they're going to trade for it. So the Bears have everything they need in their hands. Now, what would it take for a trade like that? It's a little rough to say what they're looking for. But last year, the Bears got a 2024 first rounder from Carolina, a 2025 second rounder, and DJ Moore. So you got 2 big picks and a big wide receiver. Okay, this would have to be something along the lines, if they were going to do this year and trade it again for a guy who's going to be a generational talent, that's what they're calling him. If another team wants that generational talent, they're going to have to pay. And it could come along the lines of 3 first-round picks, multiple day 2 or day 3 selections, and an impact player. That might be what the Bears are asking. Now, will they get it? We don't know. We'll see. They may or may not. But at that point, you could go the route of keeping the number 1 pick and just taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 1. You could do that too. See, the one good thing I like about Ryan Poles is he has a poker face. He does not let you know what he's thinking. Is he thinking of trading? Is he thinking of keeping? We'll never know until it happens. Because he's not going to tell you, yeah, I'm leaning towards trading the pick. Or no, I'm leaning towards trading Fields and keeping that pick. We don't know where he's going to go with it. If the Bears get the number 1 pick, when the Bears have this number 1 pick, if they decide to go Caleb Williams, they could get a Rome Odunze later on in like the number 9 pick. The good thing is we have 2 top 10 picks. And let's say Atlanta really wants a Justin Fields. Let's say they don't want to go the route of building with a rookie quarterback. They know Justin Fields. He's from Georgia. He's from the Atlanta area. They bring him home. He comes back there. The Bears could get 3 top 10 picks. Because I believe Atlanta's like number 8. So we can get a number 8 pick, a number 9 pick, and a number 1 pick. Holy crap. We could take a Caleb Williams or Drake May at number 1. We could take a wide receiver at number 8, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the guy, but there's also a few other guys that are just as good as him. And we'll go over that next week when we talk about the draft. But this is what the Bears could do. And then they get like an offensive lineman at number 9. We would have our offense set. We would have a quarterback, we would have a wide receiver, and we would have a offensive lineman. Or you could go the other route and get another edge rusher to go along with Montez Sweat. So you got 2 offensive pieces. Because remember, you have the draft, but you also have free agency first. If the Bears meet a few of their needs in free agency, they can use other things for the draft. That's a good thing about free agency coming first. You can see what veterans you can get at those spots that you need. And if you can't get them there, then you go to the draft. Either way, this team, I believe the Bears will be a playoff contender next year, whether they keep Fields or whether we go with, Drake May or Caleb Williams. I believe this team could be a very good contender to do what Detroit did. Detroit was in the same exact spot we are 2 years ago. And now this year, they made the playoffs. And they went all the way to the NFC Championship. But that could be as far as they go if the Bears get in there. I think the Bears are going to give the NFL a run for their money next year, and it's going to be great. All right, let's talk about NFL free agency now. Now that the Super Bowl is officially over and we are now in the off season, the second that 000 hits, you are now in the off season. And now this is a fun time for teams with free agency and the draft coming up, especially for the Bears, because you have not only 2 top 10 draft picks as of right now, but you also have a lot of money to spend in free agency. The Bears officially released Eddie Jackson and Cody Whitehair, which opened up another 28 million in the salary cap. They are now in the 70 million range for that. Now, some of that will probably be to re-sign Jalen Johnson, which they need to do. You got rid of Eddie Jackson. Now you keep Jalen Johnson. You give him what he wants, and you keep him here in Chicago. Good player, and he needs to stay with the Bears. Or you franchise tag him, but I'd rather them not use the franchise tag and actually do it. Now, everybody wants to know the list of free agents. Who's out there? Are any of these a fit for the Bears? We'll see. All right, let's go through quarterbacks really quick. So we've got, these are NFL free agents as of 2024, and this is the list of the good ones. This is who's good out there. Or maybe good in some people's eyes. You got Kirk Cousins out there, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, Mason Rudolph, Joshua Dobbs, Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, and Sam Darnold. Could this be a possibility for the Bears? Could you pick up a Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins proves that he can win games. He just isn't happy in Minnesota because they're not doing anything, and then he got hurt. Could Kirk Cousins be the guy? Look, we keep on saying rookie, rookie, rookie. Maybe we need to go veteran. Sometimes I wonder, do we need to go veteran? Do we have to always say, let's mold a rookie? We can't mold a rookie, so why would we? Go with proven quarterbacks. Maybe look at that. Let's see what you could get. Kirk Cousins is out there. Before the draft even comes, you have a chance to possibly get a veteran quarterback. Maybe get a veteran and have Fields sit behind him for a year and watch a veteran and then see what he can do. There's a lot of different options they can do. I don't believe we're getting a Kirk Cousins, though. Baker Mayfield will probably go somewhere, but he's not going to be with the Bears. But none of these guys are going to be with the Bears. I'm just going over different guys. But it is options that you could go out there and do. You could say, okay, I'm going to take a Kirk Cousins. I'm going to try for him. I'm going to go for a Baker Mayfield. Build around a veteran. Give them a 4-year deal. And see where it goes. Let's see. Running back wise. Here's the running backs that are up right now in free agency. You got Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Gus Edwards, DeAndre Swift, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson, Ezekiel Elliott, and A.J. Dillon. Now, Derrick Henry, I would take him in Chicago. Our running backs were pretty decent, but if you can get a power back veteran, why not take it? I'm going more for maybe a Saquon Barkley. Can you imagine Justin Fields and Barkley, and then you draft a rookie wide receiver to go with DJ Moore, and then you have a tight end like Cole Kmet? This offense would be powered. If you could just get a center that's actually good at snapping the ball, you would have an amazing offense that could put up 35 to 40 a game. And that would help keep our defense off the field, too. So I would definitely, if I were going to go for anybody, I would take maybe a Saquon Barkley. Let's see. Now, maybe you go wide receiver. Maybe instead of going for a young rookie, or you do draft a rookie, but you keep him maybe at the slot. Darnell Mooney is on this list, but he's not coming back to Chicago. I don't think the Bears want him. I don't think they want to make a move on him, so this isn't going to happen. So here's a list of veteran wide receivers. You got Mike Evans, Michael Pittman Jr., Calvin Ridley, Gabriel Davis, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Curtis Samuel, Marquise Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., and Darnell Mooney are the main wide receivers. I would maybe possibly go with a Michael Pittman Jr., a T. Higgins on the other side of DJ Moore, and then draft a rookie and have him maybe in the slot for a while until he sees what he can do. And if he can do good, then you bring him up. Don't forget, the Bears are good with receivers. We've always had some decent ones, so let's go out there, maybe get a veteran to go along with the rookie. You'll have 2 veterans and a rookie. Not a bad wide receiver room. Here we go with tight ends. Not many on this list. I think we're pretty set on tight ends, but we may draft one. But here's what they got right now: Dalton Schultz, Hunter Henry, Noah Fant, Gerald Everett, Mike Jinsky, and Austin Hooper. I think we're set there. I think that we have a couple of good tight ends. We've got Cole Kmet and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't go with a tight end in free agency. Now here is where we need some help. Offensive line. You got Mike Owenu, Jonah Williams, Tyron Smith, Mekhi Becton, Trent Brown, Donovan Smith, Yash Najemin. You got George Fant, Jermaine Ubliminer, Josh Jones, Jason Kelsey, who he retired, so I don't even know why he's on this list. Robert Hunt, Kevin Dotson, Connor Williams. Maybe we get Jason Kelsey. Maybe we tell him, hey, you know what? Play for a year for the Bears and see what you can do. Then you can retire with your brother. Connor Williams, Lloyd Cushenberry, Jonah Jackson, Andre James, Ezra Cleveland. I mean, these are all pretty decent names. Look, you need some help on the offensive line. You got to get a couple of guys. I would maybe spend a little bit of free agency and then go for some more in the draft. I don't really have a pick on this one. I mean, they're all good, but will they fit with the Bears' offensive line? We'll have to see. Let's see on defense. Defensive linemen. We definitely need a pass rusher. Okay. Chase Young is on this list. Chase Young actually didn't look too bad in the Super Bowl. I know he's injury prone, but I think Montez Sweat would feel good having another guy that he knows in there, and they played together. So I think, honestly, I would look at that. You got Yannick Ngakoue. He's been with the Bears. He's going to be a free agent. Leonard Williams, Chris Jones, Carl Lawson, Marcus Davenport, Romeo Okwara. Let's see, Javion Clowney, Chase Young. I would go with maybe Chase Young if you're not going to draft a pass rusher. There is the edge out of Alabama. We'll talk about that next week. So there is a couple of different ones. They did say that it's a deep class of defensive linemen. Chris Jones is coming off yet another Super Bowl appearance and was tied for the team lead with 10.5 sacks. So maybe go for somebody like a Chris Jones. You definitely need a pass rusher. You need somebody that can get to the quarterback. Let's see. Linebackers. We're pretty set here, but at the same time, you can always have another extra linebacker in there. You got Daniel Hunter, Jerome Baker, Zadarius Smith, Devin White, Josh Allen, Bobby Wagner, Isaiah Simmons, Levante David, Patrick Queen, Cody Barton, Azeez Al-Shir, Shaq Leonard. So you got some pretty decent ones. They said Queen is the biggest linebacker free agent. It should be a big contract. With the defensive line talent they are losing, the Ravens would need to see about re-signing him. He had 133 tackles during the regular season and 3.5 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble. So, yeah. I would definitely look at that. Corners, you'll have Adoree Jackson, Kendall Fuller, Stephen Gilmore, Jeff Okada, Jalen Johnson. Hopefully not. Hopefully he gets locked up by the Bears. I think out of all that, he's the one that the Bears need to sign. So I'm not even going to look at corners. I'm looking at the Bears bringing back Jalen Johnson. They're either going to he will be off this list. He's either going to stay in Chicago on a big contract or he's going to stay here on franchise tag. Either way, he's going to be a Bear. Let's see, safeties. They've got Antoine Winfield Jr., Xavier McKinney, Kyle Duggar, Jordan Whitehead, Jonathan Owens, Darnell Savage, Kareem Jackson, Tashawn Gibson, Jordan Fuller, Deshaun Elliott, Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde, I would take him. They said, let's see. Here, I'm not too worried at the safety. I think that we have some decent safeties, but we could always get a couple. Maybe get a McKinney, or you could always go for, like I said, you could go for Jordan Fuller. You go for a Micah Hyde. I mean, there's a lot of them out there that you can see who fits on the defense. I'm not looking at kickers because we already have our kicker set. And that's it. So there's the list of free agents. So, let's see who the Bears end up with. There's a lot of decent ones. I think the Bears are going to build more through the draft, but they are going to go after some free agents. They have the money to spend. Jalen Johnson is a must. If Ryan Poles hears this, you need Jalen Johnson. Sign him. Make sure he's paid. He deserves it. He deserves to get paid. Make sure you do it. Next up, what celebrities were at the actual Super Bowl? It was a big night. Super Bowl was huge. It was fun. Usher did a lackluster performance. I wasn't too thrilled with him. Great song selection, but his dancing and his stage presence just wasn't doing it for me. Maybe I'm spoiled by Prince's halftime performance, but yeah. But who were celebrities that were at the Super Bowl? Here's a list. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton were there. Jay-Z and Blue Ivy Carter. Beyonce was there with them. Paul Rudd and his son Jack Rudd. Taylor Swift, of course, and Ice Spice were there. They were showing them a lot. Blake Lively was there with Taylor Swift. Miles Teller and Kaylee Sperry. Paul McCartney was there. I see him with Taylor Swift in this picture. Lady Gaga. Andrew Day. Olivia Coopla. Brittany Mahomes. I don't know why she's on this list as a celebrity. That's hilarious. She's not a celebrity. She's the wife of Patrick Mahomes. Post Malone, of course, did. He sang America the Beautiful. Reba McEntire, a great performance of the national anthem. And, of course, hold on one second. Oh, Andra Day did Lift Every Voice and Sing. That was a good one. That was a really good performance. Let's see. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber were there. The whole Kelsey family was there. Mark Wahlberg, of course. Braxton Berrios and Alex Earl. LeBron and Savannah James. Luke Combs was there. Lana Del Rey. Kim Kardashian. Gordon Ramsay, I saw him walking in. Martha Stewart. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Chloe Bailey and Haley Bailey. John Hamm and Anna. I don't even know who she is. Jeremy Renner was there. He looks really good too after his accident that he had and stuff. He looks really good. Gabrielle Union was there. I don't see Dwayne Wade with her, so I don't know if he was there. She said she was there for Usher, but hoped the 49ers won. Lizzo, I saw her. She was there. Shaquille O'Neal. And that's it. I mean, I'm sure there were more in the house. They just weren't showing them all. In fact, who did I see there that wasn't in this list? Oh, wrestlers. The Jay and Jimmy Uso were there with Naomi, and a couple other wrestlers were there too. So, because they were in Vegas, a few of them were in Vegas for what we're going to talk about next. If anybody knows, Vegas wasn't just a football city last week. It was also the home of the WrestleMania 40 press conference. Triple H was there. Cody Rhodes, The Rock, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Becky Lynch was there. There was a few of them. But the big story came out of The Rock turning heel. I didn't see this coming. And it started out with Roman and The Rock face to face, and The Rock saying he was going to challenge Roman, and Roman saying that it was a done deal. It was going to be The Rock and Roman in the main event of WrestleMania. Out comes Cody Rhodes. He told The Rock that he knows that they talked about this, but he's going to take on Roman. He wants to finish the story with Roman. Then he proceeded to tell Roman that his cousins were nothing but lackeys, and that his grandfather and The Rock's grandfather would be disappointed in Roman Reigns. That made The Rock step up to Cody Rhodes, and a fight ensued on the stage between Cody, Seth, Roman, and The Rock. Did not see this coming. This was the craziest swerve. I did not see this. I figured there might be a triple threat match, but I wasn't sure how this was going to go down. And the fact that they did an old style heel Rock was amazing, and I can't wait to see where this goes on the road to WrestleMania. If you watch WWE SmackDown tonight, The Rock and Roman are going to be there, but basically The Rock was cursing them out. He was using the F-bombs on the stage in front of the crowd. It was crazy. They were saying the word shit a lot. It was just nuts. It was like old style Attitude Era wrestling brought back to the 2024. It was great. Right now they're announcing a possible tag team match for night one with Seth and Cody taking on The Rock and Roman. And then night two will be headlined by Cody versus Roman. Now, Seth Rollins will defend his title also at WrestleMania against the winner of the Elimination Chamber next weekend. And we'll talk about all that next week, because we'll have all the matches by then for the Elimination Chambers, and everything will be set. So we'll talk about that next week. But this is exciting for WWE. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see how this goes. Seeing the heel Rock back really brought back memories of when I was a kid watching The Rock. So this is great. I hope that they go and they do this and they keep it going, because I would love to see this. And this will culminate to a Rock and Roman match. This will be a head of the table match eventually. I think they're taking a little swerve with it, because they kind of needed to pivot away because of CM Punk being hurt. Brock Lesnar's not able to be at WrestleMania now because of everything. So yeah, I really believe that a lot of this was swerved and changed, but I think it's changing in a good way. And I think it's making it exciting for the fans to see The Rock and Cody and all them. So we'll see where they go with it. I'm excited to see where this goes. Now that football is over, everybody's concentrating on NHL hockey, NBA, and of course the pitchers and catchers for the Cubs and Sox, and pretty much a lot of baseball have already reported a spring training. That means that baseball is around the corner, so we're going to have a lot to talk about in the next few months while we're getting ready for the next season of football. Last night, if you were watching the Chicago Blackhawks, you will see that Connor Bedard took the ice for the first time since his injury. He had 4 shots on goal and 1 assist. So he didn't score any goals, but he did have an assist for the 1 goal that they scored. The Hawks ended up losing 4-1 to the Penguins. But you know what? Everybody's like, this is how it goes. The guy just came back from injury. You know, his rookie year is, almost over, and I think he's done pretty decent. I mean, he was out for a little while, but, I mean, if you look at his stats right now, he's got 15 goals and 19 assists for 34 points as a rookie. That's not bad. Everyone wanted him to get 40 goals in his first year. That wasn't going to happen. It's his first year in the league. He's got to get used to the NHL. He's young, too. This is what happens. You need to build around him. And this is the problem with Chicago fans, is they get so wanting guys to be like the GOAT right off the bat, and that's not how it works. But I'm happy that Connor Bedard is back. I'm happy that he was able to play in his first game, and hopefully he gets his legs back underneath him and everything, and he does really good. We'll see what happens. But the Hawks did lose 4-1. Like I said, Bedard had an assist and 4 shots on goal. He didn't play the entire game because of his injury and just coming back, but you know what? He did good enough in his time in there, so we'll see what happens. Let's go on to the NBA. It's a big weekend. NBA All-Star Weekend starts tonight. It's going to be fun. I got the list of events going on this whole weekend and the rosters for both teams, so let's go over that really quick right now. All right, so here's a full list of what's going on starting tonight. It starts today, this morning. The Panini Rising Stars practice is at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is actually over already. That's been going on. Basketball Hall of Fame news conference is at 4:30 p.m. today Eastern. Well, 5:30 Eastern. And then tonight is the Ruffles All-Star Celebrity Game at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that one, let's see who we got in that. It says the players' rosters for the Ruffles NBA All-Star Celebrity Game will include youngest female winner Jennifer Hudson, NBA champion Metta World Peace, NFL superstars Micah Parsons and CJ Stroud, IndyCar Series racer Connor Daly, Grammy Award nominated singer-artist AJ McLean from, I believe, the Backstreet Boys, Walker Hayes, and Sir. Grammy Award nominated musician Adam Blackstone, Emmy Award winning entertainer Lily Tsai, actors Dalen Wang and Quincy Isaiah, streamer Kay Kennett, content creator Tristan Jazz, basketball entertainer Jack Ryan, and James Beard Award winning chef Kwame Anzwachi, Olympic high jump champion Gianmarco Tambiri, and Latin American award winning recording artist Anul AA will return for their second celebrity game. Each team will feature a WNBA star with two-time WNBA champion and five-time Seattle Storm All-Star Jewel Lloyd and WNBA champion and Phoenix Mercury guard Natasha Cloud on opposing rosters. So that's going to be a good one. Coaches and ESPN NBA analyst and First Take star Stephen A. Smith will coach against First Take co-star and Pro Football Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp. In addition, Grammy Award-winning recording artist Curtis 50 Cent Jackson will also serve as coach for Team Shannon. They will take on two-time WNBA champion and two-time WNBA MVP Aja Wilson and five-time Grammy Award-winning recording artist and global icon Lil Wayne, who will coach for Team Stephen A. So yeah, that'll be cool. That's tonight. And then after that is the Panini Rising Star Challenge. And that is your young players. Let's see who's going to be in that tonight. If there's, I don't see a roster. Trying to blow this up so I can actually read it, but it's not letting me. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right, so says the NBA's annual showcase of premier young talent, the 2024 Panini Rising Stars, is set for Friday, February 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Third straight season, the showcase will feature a 3-game mini-tournament among 4 teams comprised of NBA rookies, sophomores, and NBA G League players. A player draft by honorary coaches Paul Gasol, Topeka Catchings, and Jalen Rose was held with Victor Wembanyama going first overall to Team Paul. Detlef Schrempf will coach the team of NBA G League players. Team Paul Gasol will be Victor Wembanyama, rookie for San Antonio Spurs, Brandon Miller, rookie for the Charlotte Hornets, Brandon Podziemski, rookie from Golden State Warriors, Jamie Jaquez Jr., the rookie from Miami Heat, Jabari Smith Jr., sophomore from Houston Rockets, Carson Wallace, rookie from Oklahoma City Thunder, and Bile Kamali, rookie for the Washington Wizards. Team Topeka is going to be Paolo Banchero, sophomore from Orlando Magic, Jaden Ivey, sophomore from Detroit Pistons, Jalen Duren, sophomore from Detroit Pistons, Keegan Murray, a sophomore from the Sacramento Kings, Scoot Henderson, a rookie from the Portland Trailblazers, Keontae George, rookie from Utah Jazz, Dyson Daniels, a sophomore from the New Orleans Pelicans, Vince Williams Jr., sophomore from the Memphis Grizzlies, and it says Daniels is injured and will not play. He's replaced by Williams Jr. Team Jalen is going to be Chet Holmgren, a rookie from Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Williams, sophomore from Oklahoma City Thunder, Benedict Marthran, sophomore from the Indiana Pacers. Sheldon Sharp, sophomore from the Portland Trail Blazers. Derek Lively II, a rookie from the Dallas Mavericks. Jordan Hawkins, a rookie from the New Orleans Pelicans. Walker Kessler, a sophomore from the Utah Jazz. And Jeremy Sokin, a sophomore from the San Antonio Spurs. Sharp is injured and will not play. He's replaced by Sokin. And Team Detlef is Eisen Almaza, G League Ignite from the G League Ignite. Amani Bates, Cleveland Charge. Matas Brazil from G League Ignite. Ron Holland, G League Ignite. Mac McClug, the Oscalo Magic. Tyler Smith, a G League Ignite. Oscar I can't even say his name, Indiana Mad Ants. And Alonzus Williams from the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Holland is injured and will not play. He's replaced by Bates. It says how it works. Gasol, Catchings, and Rose selected their teams through the Rising Stars draft, which took place Tuesday, February 6th on the NBA app. Schrempf will coach the team of G League players. All 3 games in the mini tournament will be played to a final target score, which means each game will end on a made basket or free throw rather than time expiring. The 2 semifinal games, game 1 and 2, will be played to a final target score of 40. Final game featuring the winners will be played to a final target score of 25 to determine the tournament champion. Game 1 is going to be Team Jalen versus Team Tamika. Game 2 is Team Detlef versus Team Paw. And Game 3 is winner of Game 1 versus winner of Game 2. So that's tonight. That's going to be fun. So make sure you check that out. And that's it. NBA Saturday is the big day. That's when you got your big stuff. It says NBA All-Star Practice and Media Day is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then the NBA HBCU Classic 2024 presented by AT&T at 2 p.m. Eastern. Virginia Union versus Winston-Salem St. Gainsbourg Fieldhouse. Let's see. Commissioner Adam Silver News Conference at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. That's 6 p.m. Central. And then State Farm All-Star Saturday night starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's see what that consists of. That's when you get all your fun stuff. You get your skills challenge. The Kia Skills Challenge, the first event, 2024 participant, Team Pacers. Tyrese Hiliburton from the Pacers, Benedict Martin. Man, these guys have weird names now. I remember back in the day, Hakeem Olajuwon and Dikembe Mutombo were the hardest names you had in the NBA. Miles Turner from the Pacers. Team Top Picks, Paolo Banchero from the Magic, Anthony Edwards from the Timberwolves, and Victor Wembanyama from the Spurs. And then Team All-Stars, Scotty Barnes from the Raptors, Tyrese Maxey from the 76ers, and Trae Young from the Hawks. That's going to be the skills competition. Starry three-point competition tomorrow night. It's going to be Malik Beasley of the Bucks, Jalen Brunson of the Knicks, Tyrese Hiliburton of the Pacers, Damian Lillard of the Bucks. He's the defending champion. Larry Markkanen from the Jazz, former Chicago Bull, Donovan Mitchell from the Cavaliers, Karl Anthony Towns of the Timberwolves, and Trae Young of the Hawks. The Stephen Curry versus Sabrina 3-point challenge, that's going to be good. That's just one-on-one. WNBA versus the NBA. That's going to be awesome. And then the night will end with the NBA Slam Dunk competition. You got Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, Jamie Jaquez Jr. from the Heat, Matt McClung from the G League, from the Oscalo Magic, and he is the defending champions. And then Jacob Toppin from the Knicks. So those 4 are going to be in the Slam Dunk contest. So it's going to be a nice Saturday night of fun skills. So make sure you check that out. And then, of course, Sunday, the big day, NBA Legends Brunch at 10 a.m. G League up next at 1:30 Eastern. That'll be a G League game. And then, of course, the 73rd NBA All-Star Game will kick off at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I have a list of the players in it. All right, so let's kick it off with the Western Conference. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shai Julius Alexander. Why do they show LeBron twice? Oh, he's the team captain. Okay, team captain. LeBron James, of course, and then Nikolai Jokic, and then the reserves: Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Anthony Towns, and the coach of the Western Conference is Chris Finch from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now let's go to the Eastern Conference, led by, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course, he's in the game. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Haliburton, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum are going to be the top five. And then the reserves for the team: Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, he's an injury replacement, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Bronson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, he's injured and will not play, and Trae Young, who is also an injury replacement. Doc Rivers, the coach of the Bucks, is going to be the head coach of the team. So it looks like it's going to be a fun night for the NBA All-Star Weekend. Make sure everybody checks that out. Let's go on to our next topic. We've got a list of music concerts coming to Wrigley Field. The list is growing. Live Nation has officially announced that the Seattle grunge band Pearl Jam has announced a 2024 World Tour with a 2-night stop in Chicago at Wrigley Field. The 35-date Dark Matter Tour, which coincides with the new album set to be released April 19th, will come to Chicago August 29th and 31st. So you can definitely come and check out Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is also going to, doesn't say who's going to be with them, but they're going to be kicking off their tour on May 4th in Vancouver, British Columbia for 2 shows, May 4th and May 6th. They're going to head out to Portland on May 10th, Sacramento, California on May 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada at the MGM Grand Garden Arena on May 16th and then May 18th. On May 21st and 22nd, they're going to be in Los Angeles, California. May 25th, they're going to be at a festival in Napa Valley, California. May 28th and 30th, they're going to be in Seattle. June 22nd, they're going to be in Dublin, IE. June 25th, they're going to be at Manchester, UK, at Co-op Arena. On June 29th, London. And then they're going to go to Berlin for 2 shows, July 2nd and 3rd. Barcelona, July 6th and the 8th. Madrid on July 11th for a festival. Lisbon PT for a festival on July 13th. And then they have a little break till August 22nd when they go to Missoula MT, that's in Washington. Then August 26th they'll be in Indianapolis, Indiana. August 29th and 31st at Wrigley Field in Chicago. September 3rd and 4th they're going to be in New York at Madison Square Garden. September 7th and 9th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. September 12th in Baltimore. September 15th and 17th in Boston. Then they go to New Zealand on November 8th. Then Gold Coast, Australia on November 13th. Melbourne, Australia on the 16th of November. And then they end on the 21st in Sydney, Australia of November. So big Pearl Jam tour. Make sure you go check them out. Also, Neil Young and Crazy Horse tour is going to come to Chicago. According to Live Nation, the Love Earth Tour, which kicks off in April, will come to the Huntington Bank Pavilion at Northerly Island in Chicago on May 23rd. So make sure you check that out. Looks like that's where they're going to be. Santana and the Counting Crows. This is big. Guitar legend Santana and fan favorite rock band Counting Crows also announced a joint tour. According to the musician's website, the tour will kick off in 29 cities with a stop at the Credit One Union Amphitheater in Tinley Park. So make sure you check that out if you're a Counting Crows fan and you like Santana, which I do. And Santana comes to Chicago a lot. I'm sure more concerts More concerts, especially for the summer, are going to be added, but that's it for now for concerts. And last topic we got to talk about before I do my top 10 country women of all time list is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees have been announced. These are not the final yet. They will pick from this list, and a few of them, usually between 7 and 10, will get picked for this year's final. But here's the list of the nominees. These are the people who are up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year: Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Eric B. and Rakim, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Jane's Addiction, A Tribe Called Quest, Ozzy Osbourne, Sade, Sinead O'Connor, Oasis, Lenny Kravitz, and Kool and the Gang. Now, out of this list, I'm going to pick the ones that I think are going to get in, and I'll tell you why. Mary J. Blige, very big in R&B. Very big singer, has been around a long time, just did the Super Bowl with Dr. Dre a few years ago. I think that Mary J. Blige gets in. She's had a great career. Amazing. She's a good singer, and she deserves to get a spot in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if she deserves it necessarily this year, but she deserves to get in. Mariah Carey, I had a fight with one of my friends growing up who was going to marry her. Neither one of us did, but it was a dream. Mariah Carey, I love her. She needs to get in. If she does not get in, I'm probably not even going to watch this year because I'll be mad. Mariah Carey deserves it. That woman has had one of the best careers in music. She has been around for decades. She has done countless albums that all went platinum and gold. She has a Christmas song that every year brings her over $1 million just for the one song being played for 2 months out of the year, from November until like January. In that 2-month span, she makes over $1 million off that one song. That's an amazing time. People can talk all the trash they want about All I Want for Christmas Is You, but that song plays on every radio station, on everybody's iHeartRadio, on Spotify, everywhere. So yes, I definitely know that Mariah Carey deserves a spot. Cher. She definitely deserves a spot too. One of the greatest singers. She's timeless. Whether she was with Sonny and Cher or just herself, she's amazing. I would pick Sinead O'Connor. Definitely I feel is going to get in because she passed away and she had good music. I think she gets in posthumously. It's sad that she didn't get to make a speech, but at the same time, that's a nice honor for her. Ozzy Osbourne. How can you have a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without Ozzy? He needs to be one of the ones. I would replace a Mary J. Blige for him. Mariah Carey, I'm a big fan. She's my biggest crush of all time, so I want her in. But Ozzy Osbourne, he is a legend in the rock business. He needs to be in there. Lenny Kravitz, he's another one, a legend in rock, an amazing guitarist. How can he not be in it yet? He needs to be in there. And then I'm going to go with A Tribe Called Quest. I love them. Eric B. and Rakim I can wait on. Dave Matthews I can wait on a little longer. Kool and the Gang, they were good, but I can wait on them too. Everybody on this list eventually is going to make it. It's just a matter of they might not make it this year. But yeah, if I had to pick, I would pick Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Cher, Sinead O'Connor, Ozzy Osbourne, and Lenny Kravitz, and A Tribe Called Quest. Those are the 7 I would pick. If I had to pick from that list and pick only 7 people, that's who I would pick. Foreigner, I can wait. Peter Frampton, Jane's Addiction was good. Eric B. and Rakim, they were an amazing rap group, but at the same time, A Tribe Called Quest, I mean, look what they do with Jimmy Fallon every week. They're amazing. Oh no, wait, is that A Tribe Called Quest or The Roots? A Tribe Called Quest is good too, though. But I believe, yeah, Questlove and all that, yeah. So yeah, they deserve to be on there, and I hope they get in. And I hope they're inducted this year. So that's my list. I'll announce it once they announce the full winners. I believe they announce them in April. And then the show is like in the summer. Alright, so last one. My top 10 country women of all time. I did the men last week in honor of Toby Keith, who passed away. And this week I decided I might as well keep it going and do country women's singers. So number 10 on my list is Trisha Yearwood. Number 9 is Martina McBride. Now remember, This is my list. Your list might be completely different, and that's fine. This is not a top 10 list of all time for Billboard or any of that. This is my list. Number 8, Tanya Tucker. Number 7, Patsy Cline. Number 6, Loretta Lynn. Number 5 is Carrie Underwood. Love me some Carrie Underwood. Number 4, Dolly. Dolly is not number 1 for me, but she is number 4. She is in my top 5. Faith Hill, number 3. Love Faith Hill. Reba McEntire, number 2. Her show was amazing, but her singing is even better. I love some Reba McEntire. To this day, I love Reba McEntire. And number 1, Shania Twain. Sorry, but every song, I've celebrated that woman's entire catalog of music. I love Shania Twain. She's number 1 on my list. Let me know in an email or on Facebook. Come follow me. All my information is down in the section below. You'll see all my social media. Come follow me on TikTok. Come follow me on X. Come follow me on Instagram. Come follow me on Facebook. And come follow me on YouTube. I'm everywhere. So come follow me everywhere, and we can talk about it. We can see where you lie. Who's your favorite of all time? Who do you think the Bears should go after? Everything that I talked about today, let me know what you think. We spent almost an hour on the show today. It was a great time. But I'm going to take off for now. Next week, we're going to talk some WWE Elimination Chamber. We're going to go over the list of rookies who are out there for the NFL next for the draft in April. It's April, right? Yeah, the end of April. So we're going to talk about that next week. We're going to see who fits with the Bears, who fits with other teams. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about some other sports. We'll talk about some other stuff in entertainment. And I'll have a top 10 list next week. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for that yet, but I'll let everybody know. And yeah, so I'm going to have a trivia question that I'm going to post up today on Facebook. It'll be on my Facebook page. Come follow me on there. All my information stuff is on there, and TikTok. Everything I do goes onto those before anything else, so make sure that you do that. And I'll have a trivia question. The first 5 people from TikTok and the first 5 people from Facebook will be put in a drawing. I'm going to do this for 4 straight weeks. Or 5 weeks. I'm going to do 5 questions, and I'll have a bunch of people, and the winner's going to get a Robbie.G show or a Robbie.G podcast t-shirt. So we're going to have some fun. I'll see everybody next week. Have a great weekend. Go see some movies. The Bob Marley movie's out. It got rated a B. So go see One Love, Bob Marley, or Madam Web. That's another movie that came out today. Go see one of those. I'll see everybody next week. Be safe, be healthy, and of course, don't die. See everybody next week. Peace.